There we go. Good evening, fellow race fans. Yep, I know. Alrighty. Let's see here. And here we are, spectators. This is round 4 of the Pit Series. We are at Catalunya in Spain this week for our doubleheader race, as we do every Wednesday. I have Fallen Log and Pillsbury with me commentating this week.
Hello.
Hello, Fallen. How are you?
I'm good. We are just looks like getting ready to start qualifying right here.
They have just fired up grid qualifying. There was not enough confirmations to justify a knockout qualifying session this week, so we will go straight into grid qualifying with our field. So we have Ice Warden, C93, Mopar, Schmigs, Racer 420, Jake Dog, User ID, Sketty, One Space, Hazard, and Vovik, and Jackson as well is our host this evening, as he is every Wednesday. So thank you to him for that. That's a fast group, Fallen. What do you think?
I think it'll be a really good race tonight. I think it'll be a race of really keeping your car on the track tonight. As during practice, I've seen quite a few incidents, so it'll be a good one tonight. I hope to not see too many incidents. So,
yeah, I would imagine you're gonna see a lot of guys really, or we probably saw a lot of guys really pushing, trying to figure some things out last minute, and in the most recent practice. I think for me, I'm gonna be looking for several pit stops. This track is eating tires like it's candy. So we're gonna see some pretty short stints, I think. I could be wrong, and I don't know if anybody's willing to run hards at a slower pace, but we'll see. We'll see how this pans out. It'll be nice having 2 other commentators watching live video and being able to scan through the field during pit stops. That's gonna help us get a better picture of the racing tonight.
Yep. More than likely, I'll probably be running pit stop commentary as well as keep an eye on the track.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yep. We're still waiting on Pillsbury to come back. He'll let Chris Cousins know when he gets back.
Yeah.
So, electrons should be coming in here fairly shortly. We have cars actually out on track right now. Several.
Yes, we do have several cars. We have Mighty Mopar and Z on track. On screen at the moment. There goes Mopar going up the hill for the long 180. And we just saw...
Greetings, Earthlings.
There's Pills. How are you this evening?
Great. My bad I missed the very beginning of the broadcast, but I had a feeling it's going to be a good night tonight. I'm really interested to see the kind of racing we're going to see tonight and the times that we're going to see put down in this qualifying session.
Oh, we're going to see some fast ones, and I'm sure that we'll probably even see faster during the race, just like we did last week. You know, these guys get warmed up, they get some laps down, especially when we're jumping into race 2. Guys that get really comfortable and have a really good idea how far they can push it. So we should see some good on-track battles. It's a pretty fast racetrack for the most part.
Our first people should be coming across the line here in a couple corners. Robert looks like he's going to be crossing the line here first. We'll let you start giving out times here in just a second. Vovik with a 144.4 to start the session off. Jake with a 144.2. Schmiggs opens with a 146. Mopar with a 145.3. Z with a 148.6. These are just opening times. People are getting their tires warmed up, so the times should be all over the place. But still interesting to see how they're doing on the first real laps out there. Hazard with a 144.4. Looks like it'll be a very competitive night tonight with Jake, Hazard, and Vovik all right there already.
Yeah, Jake Dog got sitting on a 144.2, as you see him going right on the white paint there on screen. But I think that is thus far the fastest lap. But they got 5 minutes, so there's, you know, Jake here, he's got a good 2 more laps probably, as well as everybody else on track.
User and Sketty, I think, Sketty just crossed the line with a 146.9. We're just waiting on User to get a lap done.
Looks like one space has just put down the first sub-28 first sector. Oop, I take that back. Mopar's just done a personal best first.
User is just coming out on track.
One space having a little bit of trouble there. I think he'll abort that lap.
It looks like it's been invalidated as User just left the session.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It is.
I wonder if, I don't know, the car just kind of stopped in the kitty litter off track. I wonder if he had an issue or like a hardware issue. I mean, don't know. Here's Schmig sitting on a 146.210. Looks pretty comfortable at the moment. I'm gonna put
nobody right now is on a best lap, it doesn't look like. Minus a few other guys with slower laps, the first laps, one tires.
And who's sitting on the provisional pole at the moment, Colin?
Jake Dog 23 with a 144.203. Nobody looks like they're going to be competitive with that time as of right now. Jake with the only 27 I've seen so far, I think, in sector 1.
Schmig's pulling some really nice lines there. And he takes it to the garage. Unless that is a glitch of some sort.
Unfortunately, I have been having issues with that all night long. I have no idea what that is, but he was not actually pulled into the garage. I'm hoping that's going to be fixed for the race.
It's probably a glitch of some sort. It just did it again for me.
This time he's in the garage.
Yeah, but the camera is showing a yellow Corvette, and Schmeggs isn't driving a yellow Corvette, so...
No, unfortunately, for some reason, the cameras are all wonky for this session today.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
We're hoping that it'll clear up for the race, otherwise there's not much we can do. We're capturing directly what the game's showing us, so...
So we got a minute and a half left in this session.
Velvet just a new best Sector 2, with a fairly decent Sector 1. Alright. I said the purple thing popped up on the screen.
Purple is always good.
So we got the top four drivers in this field separated by 2/10. 2, 3, and 4 are... It's 3/1000ths of a second between Hazard and Vovik at the moment. It's basically nothing.
I say Vovik runs the fastest Sector 2, but spends it coming out of one of the final corners.
Yeah, and there's only 45 seconds left. Whatever people have right now, this is it.
There's only 5 cars on track.
Yeah, we're gonna... It looks like we're looking at the battle. The battle at the front is going to be these top 4 guys. They all seem to be pretty close.
Oh yeah.
5th, 6th, and 7th. Schmiggs, Mopar, Sketty, and Z are pretty close on pace. Surprised to see Joe only at a 147 at the moment. Ice Warden, that is.
Well, Jake
Jackson
just
and
put
Racer
an exclamation point with a 44 flat.
Oh, nice.
And that would be it. Jake Dog is your pole sitter for race 1. Hazard in 2nd, Vovik in 3rd, 1 space in 4th, Schmiggs 5th, Mopar 6th, Sketty 7th, Z 8th, Ice Warden 9th, Jackson 10th, and Racer will start 11th. As we prepare for the race and warm-up. Final preparations, everybody's tuning their cars from qualifying, getting their pit strategies set up, all that happy jazz. Sorry, I kind of took your thunder there.
Falling, is there anything that took you by surprise during that qualifying session?
Based on what I was seeing, not really. Jake was really confident in his car in qualifying. What I will be watching, though, is how he does in the race, as I know his setup is a very low downforce setup. It was built on a very qualifying heavy car. So we'll have to see how he does in the race. As for everything else, not particularly this week.
Right on. Pills from you?
Kind of like what Fallen was saying. Kind of echo that. I'm surprised at how close overall those front 4 or 5 cars were during the qualifying. It should keep a nice, tight little group overall during the race.
Yeah, it definitely seems group-wise. I think we have about 3, and within those groups, it's pretty close as far as pace is concerned. So this will be interesting. Those top 4 are really close. So it'll be interesting to see how things pan out for everybody, especially considering pit strategies and whatnot.
Are we still doing the formation lap at the start of the race?
Yep.
Okay. Before you snap to game chat to start it, can we do, when we're all lined up, can we do one more run through the grid?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I should probably pull up YouTube so I can get to the comment section.
Well, that'd be a good idea. Oh, just a happy fun fact for you. What do you think is the official lap record here at the Catalunya circuit?
Ooh, I don't
The
know.
official lap record.
Without cheating or looking.
Oh, you mean in the game or in real life?
In real life.
Oh, in real life. Well, let's see. Where these guys are running a minute under.
In real life, any car that's ever run at this track.
I want to say minute 18-ish.
Not too far off. And you were actually, and the driver that actually said that time, you were actually talking, before we started the broadcast, we were actually talking about him a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I would have no idea.
It's a 121.670 set by Kimi Räikkönen in the 2008 Ferrari.
What far off? Anyway.
Yeah,
Hi,
that
Miss
seems
Devious.
about right.
Nice to see you in the chat as always.
Alright, so we got about a little less than a minute and a half to go before this race takes the green. Can you run us through the starting lineup one more time, Fallen? Do you have that?
I don't currently have that available to me. If I had thought about it, I would have taken a screenshot real quick, but...
Yeah. I have a
Sorry.
screenshot, but I do not want to step away from the screen at the moment.
Right. We'll run through it as they pull up. I'm sorry about that.
It's alright.
That's my own blunder. I give you guys the lineup and then I don't even take a screenshot of it. Yeah, well. To be fair, it's my first time ever being in here during a qualifying session. Looks like we got our own Pillsbury tonight, running the chat side. So, any questions? Feel free to post them. We're always watching the live chat. We're always looking to answer any questions you guys have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, I am going to jump over to game chat so I can green this race.
Okay.
All right.
On commentary, that keep a little bit of a load off of me. So basically, we're gonna try to split everything so that I watch mostly the pits. You watch
I
action on
can
track.
look at the, I can do the, I can be number cruncher.
Ooh, I like number crunchers.
So, front row, we have Jake Dog and Hazard. Row 2, looks like we have One Space and Vovik. Schmigs and Mopar make row 3. 4 will be Z and Sketty if everybody's in the right positions. Then Ice Warden and Jackson. Racer 420, 10th. Oh, Jackson in the 11th position. User in the 12th position. Looks like he got back in the lobby to make the grid.
That's always nice.
But he will
Hopefully
have
his problems are
to...
fixed.
yeah, hopefully he doesn't... his technical issues are... we've gotten past that. So... They're about halfway through the track at the moment, going through that uphill sweeper.
Hey, I got a question coming from the chat here before we get going. Ms. Devious here wants to know kind of our individual predictions for the outcome of race 1.
Oh, individual predictions.
I have a feeling it's going to be a really good race.
I'm gonna. I'll be bold. I'll be bold. I'm gonna go with one space for the win on this one.
I'm going to try and give Hazard a shot here. I think Hazard's going to have a good shot here. I know he spent a lot of time tweaking his car this week, and we'll see if it pays off.
All right, boys, tighten it up. Let's get side by side. And green, 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 green.
These cameras confuse me a lot.
Yeah, the cameras are way jacked up tonight. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm having a lot of difficulties, unfortunately. I apologize to everybody watching the stream. The game's acting a little bit goofy.
Basically the way I fixed it, unfortunately, is by going into an outboard camera when they come out of the final corner, and coming out of the outboard when they get around turn 2. Basically, unfortunately, that's the only way we can fix it.
Interesting. Yeah, when they went green on the front stretch, I went through the whole field and everybody was in the garage, and everybody was driving a yellow Corvette.
Yeah, that must have been an interesting green flag.
Yeah, it was lots of garage doors. I was like, oh come on, really? But anyways, to fill everybody in on the race, Jake Dog has taken a commanding lead in this race by almost 4 seconds at this point. Mighty Mopar in second, Schmigs up to the third spot, Sketty in fourth, Z to fifth, Ice Warden in sixth, one space has fallen to seventh from the fourth starting position, Hazard in eighth, Vovik fallen all the way back to ninth, Jackson up to 10th, Racer in 11th, User 12th. And that is your field on lap 4.
It did look like Hazard, one space, Jackson, and it all looked like they had gotten pinned up in an incident like turn 3, didn't they? Turn 3 or 4?
Yes, there was an issue turn 3, lap 1, in between, I think, the front 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah, it's nothing to do for some reason with that camera. Every time we go down the front stretch.
On board with Sketty here, trying to chase down Schmiggs for the third position. He's about 2.5 seconds back at the moment. Here's Schmiggs trying to chase down Mopar. Pretty close battle. That's only about a second or so.
He is right up behind Sketty here.
Yes, he is. Let's watch this battle take place.
Looks like Ice is actually having this performance issue tonight. He just got passed by Volvic. Well, Volvic's a fast driver, but he's down in an unusual 9th place.
Come on, game.
So, what's how long do you think everybody's gonna last on tires tonight?
I guess it depends on what compound they're running. Anybody with the balls to run soft, probably like 6 laps or something. 7 laps. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I know this track was definitely eating tires on this car, and I think that's because everybody tends to be setting their car up fairly soft, you know, so you're getting a lot of roll to keep the car stable, but you are going to chew up the tires, or you're really going to load up the tires pretty heavily.
What spaces you making the move? Yeah,
One space to make it move on Z.
Oh,
Nice. Giving up. Gonna have to run off the exit. One space gonna take that spot.
Z is gonna get swapped by guys who got caught up in that turn 1 incident right here. Basically, it looks like all 3 of them are moving up through the field together.
Yep. Yeah,
That was 3
up to 8th.
4 right there, wasn't it?
looks like User is limping. Currently down in the sector 3, down on the straightaway here.
It looks like he has severe front damage, so he may have a very leaky car. Now,
Yeah.
this series does run a full damage model. It does look like there should be a local yellow out on track for his car, so... Yeah, he definitely has severe damage to the front end of his car. Sparks are flying. It looks like he may be running on... Yeah, he does not have one of his tires. He's running on 3 tires. That is why he's limping.
Yeah, he's definitely taken a lot of damage in that Corvette right there. That's unfortunate. He'll have to try to limp that thing back to
Meanwhile,
pit road to get it fixed up.
Hazard is now making the moves on Z. Sketty has already gotten around Z. We missed that. Looks like Hazard just got around Z.
Hazard up to the 6th spot. Yep.
Granted, when all the fast guys get caught up in an accident right away, this is how it generally goes. Live positions off really quickly, and then it's all over. And you're back to racing normally.
The leaders are just catching up to User here, so User's gonna be down a lap. At least.
I believe that puts him down 2 laps, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, would that be a 2nd lap?
I believe so.
Oh, yep, it is.
Good job staying out of the way of everybody, though. props to him for that. User has just pulled into the pits.
Looks like the damage is really isolated to the right front on the suspension, the major part of the damage.
Based on the way it's driving, it looks like it was driving fairly straight forward, so we will see if how long he's sitting in the pits for. He will get back out on track. Any damage he drives back into the pits for is fixable, so good for him keeping his wits about him after an incident and just driving it back to the pits. He lost a lot of laps doing it, but that doesn't put him out of the race.
And on board with your leader, Jake Dog, who's run a fastest 145.246. That's his personal. One space currently has fastest of all at a 144.7. He is in the 4th position where he started this race. With about 31 minutes to go in this race, the field is this. Jake Dog, 23, leads. Mighty Mopar in 2nd. Schmigs 3rd, 1 space, 4th. Hazard, then Sketty and Volvic in 7th. Z in 8th. Ice Warden in 9th. Racer for 2010. Jackson in the 11th spot, and User is a couple laps down with some mechanical issues. Here's a nice battle between Z and Sketty. Oh, Sketty looks like he got a little loose there. Gonna give that position to Z with a little error. Did any of you guys happen to notice if Schmig's pit?
He did not.
Okay. Because he is now in the 7th position.
I believe he made that move. I noticed he was back behind actually, him and Sketty have both fallen back. They were both in front of Z. They may have had a small incident.
Well, we saw on screen Z was hounding Sketty, and Sketty got a little loose in one of the slower turns. I don't know what happened to Schmig, because he was 3rd like a lap ago. So I'm just kind of curious if he had pit, or if maybe he had just had a long lap or something.
On that one. I might have missed that.
Because 3rd to 7th is pretty big jump in time, I think. He's now 23 seconds back. When he was 3rd, he would have only been about 3 seconds back. That seems like a pit stop to me. Possibly. Well, I mean, it certainly could be an off, but I'm just speculating.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Schmidt and Sketty. They were both up there. I made Mr. Whitcomb. Looks like Jake is still pulling away.
Schmig's doing the honorable thing and giving up some time after he had a mishap and accidentally cut the chicane there, so doing the right thing, giving the time back.
Hey, I'm currently looking at the leaderboard here, and it looks like Mopar is starting to really reel Jake Dog in, so it looks like it's going to be heating up here for the lead here in a little while.
How much is he eating into that lead, Pills?
He's at 4 seconds right now.
It was up over 5, close to 5.5 at one point, but it's down to just under 4 seconds.
Nice.
Jake might be running a conservative competitor. The Hazard and One Space are catching Mopar, which in turn means they are catching Jake. So Mopar might be getting the hurry up because people are starting to catch him. As One Space and Hazard have been playing catch up since turn 3, 4 pretty much.
Yeah.
Volvic as well. Volvic is right behind Hazard, who just went into the pits. With 26 seconds left to go, Hazard has hit the pits.
Yeah, we're about halfway through this race. Camera.
Schmig's apparently getting a warning on cutting the track there for the game itself, as he was really slow coming out of chicane again.
Oh, that's right. Sketty having it off. I think that's turn 1.
Hazard is on his way out of the pit.
That's
in 9th place.
That's a questionable re-entry. So I'm assuming Mopar has pit.
No, I did not catch him going to the pits. The pits are a very long track. Hazard
True.
fell from 5th in front of Volvic. Actually, he'd be 3rd right now, and he's all the way back in 9th. So the pits are really long and straight. So, not sure. I do believe that tires are getting worn down and people are just starting to make little mistakes that are costing them a lot of time.
Yeah, Mopar must have gone off because he's now over 12 seconds off from Jake Dog. That's about 8 seconds lost right there. And he didn't even pit, so...
Yeah, that's not a pit stop.
Yeah. Doesn't look like there's any cosmetic damage, but
You know,
must have just been a hard off.
Yeah, it could have been a bad off, and also, you know, I had mentioned earlier when Schmiggs had his first cut with the chicane, and I assumed that he manually gave time back when it could have been an in-game penalty, because it slipped my mind that the series is run with penalties on. So in that case, there's nothing left for stewards to do, as the game has taken care of that. It was pretty clear that there was a slowdown anyway.
Jackson is having a hard time
Joe
getting
having
into the
a
pits.
little bit of an off there, unfortunately.
Yeah, tires are definitely an issue. Jackson just had a really hard time getting through Sector 3 into the pits. Locked him up coming into the chicane area and slowly made his way into the pits. Tires are becoming a real issue. Hazard might actually have pulled the right strategy, pitting earlier than everybody else here. We'll have to see how the fairway is later on.
Volvic's into the pits. Thank you, Fallen.
I got you covered.
You're on it. I was just trying to follow that battle because it was like the only guys around a second gap. Hazard's all over Ice Warden for the 8th position, though. I shouldn't say all over. It's about 0.8 of a second or so. Well, that's pretty
Jackson's
close,
coming out
actually.
of the pits right now. User just went by. User still a couple laps down, so Jackson not losing anything there. It looks like Ice just lost position 2 Hazard here.
Looks
Oh,
like
Jake having a major off moment. One space takes the lead.
This commentator's not surprised by that.
Well, I'm
I
not saying
can
I
tell
am
you,
either, but
I've just been, because I always try and pay attention a lot to Mopar's times over the last few weeks that I've been commentating. If you look at his time, he has literally slashed since he went off that time difference in half to the leader.
Yes,
yeah,
he
it
is
looks
at
like
4-3
Jake
now.
has been having yeah, Jake has been having major tire issues.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent already. Haven't really seen many
one
errors,
space in the
and he's
pits.
going.
Jake
They're
is
both
into
going to
the pits.
follow. This was a good call by Jake Dog. I think, you know, it was an opportunity for him to run a clean lap, but with as bad as the tires are, and I'm just assuming that probably is not the best plan. If the car were under him, you know, it would be an opportunity to kind of bunny hop while the other guy one space pit. But I think in the condition of the car, probably not the best. But we'll see who comes out here depending on how much fuel is taken.
Sketty is into the pits.
One space is rolling out.
One
Jake
space
Dog's
ahead
going to
of
be
Jake.
right behind him. And they're going to be 5th and 6th.
Ice Warden is into the pits. The pits have lit up busy.
So we have Mopar in the lead. He's got 13 seconds on Z93 in the second spot. Schmiggs is 3rd. Hazard is 4th. One space in Jake Dog, as you see on screen, are 5th and 6th. Volvic in 7th. Sketty 8th.
That puts Hazard provisional 1st after this lap.
So Mopar, Z, and Schmiggs have yet to stop, you're saying?
I believe so. I don't believe Mopar has a stop.
We will see. Jake Dog really putting the pressure on one space here with fresh tires.
Both of the right hand of the lap.
One space can pull out the there.
Mopar is in the pits. Mopar has just been.
All right, we leaders in the pits.
With a 14-second cushion.
Z very slow through the chicane. And he's in the pits
Z
as well.
hitting the pits, yep. Looks
That
like
was quite the aggressive pit entry.
Third
he was
place.
definitely.
Third place
definitely
Schmig's
not
going to
happy.
keep rolling.
Fresh tires Hazard right behind him now.
And right behind him is that
Yeah, I
is
think Schmidt went to pit, didn't he? That was my bad. I think for the pit. But Hazard looks like he's going by. Nice, clean, simple pass in turn one. That's
There's Z exiting
Camera
the pits.
issues?
Yeah, these cameras are really bad this week.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just kind of hard to manage. It's just doing wonky things. But
Yeah, I've been riding on board since I had the Thursday issue. I know it's not practical for broadcasting purposes, but that's as
Yeah.
a commentator, that's what I've been doing, just to keep up.
one space purple through sector 1 at a 27.922.
Yeah, one space has got to go. He's got Jake Dog right there. They are catching Schmigs at a high rate of speed, though.
Yes, yes. And Volvic is not too far behind those two. I think, judging by what I've seen going through this field,
Schmigs is entering the pit.
I see Schmigs entering the pits now. Thank you, Fallen. I think Jake Dog is the class of the field today with this with his pace.
But I think he had an unfortunate entry.
He did have a bit of an issue a little bit earlier, and looks like he is going to. That was almost got by one space there, but couldn't quite pull it off. One space held.
Well, that little move right there just got pulled right there. One space going very defensive. Woohoo!
Which one of these three guys is going to get the best run through the sweeper?
Looks like they're all about equal.
Yeah, pretty much. Nice job. Come on. Cameras suck at this racetrack.
Meanwhile,
But not
all
the
this-
racing.
No, the racing's
meanwhile,
really
while all
good
this
right
is
now.
While all this racing is going on in the
Oh.
back, we can't forget that Hazard's using this and just pulling away.
Yeah, those guys aren't going a whole lot slower than Hazard, though.
No.
Hazard ran a 145 last time by.
They actually
Volvic,
ran faster.
Volvic at the tail end of this lap ran a 145.6.
Mopar is running about a tenth up on the guys in front of him, but he's 9 seconds behind. What we're seeing here is the closest battle on track. One space, Jake and Volvic. By far.
Looks like Jackson is actually splitting Hazard in one space. That's that blue car right in front of one space.
Hazard has a moment, and is now right in the mix. So this is again a four-way battle for the lead instead of a three-way battle for second.
Yes, that happened very quickly.
Looks like Hazard and Jake got put together there.
So this race has a new leader, one space to the front of the pack, followed by Volvic, Jake Dog, then Hazard, Mighty Mopar in 5th, Z93 in 6th, followed by Sketty, Schmigs, and Ice Warden in 9th. Racer 420 is in the 10th spot, followed by Jackson and User, who is a couple laps down. I think Jackson is 1 lap down to the leader, and User is about 4 due to that damage and the long circuit around to get back to the pits. So we have Volvic is about 1.8 seconds back, followed by Jake Dog about 1.8 to him.
And Hazard's about 1.5 back from Jake.
Yeah, this is stretched out a little bit. Everybody's Hazard. Oh, Hazard having a little bit of an issue there.
Good for him to wait there. Although it looks like he didn't get his car straight down.
User having a little bit of an issue there.
Hey, while we have a quick second here, I just want to, while we're coming down to around 11 minutes to go, I just want to send a quick little shout out to the currently 10 viewers of our live stream right now. I appreciate their viewership and remind you to stick around for race 2.
One space was ran the fastest lap of the race, so one more step. Jake Dog with his personal best 144.8, right behind Volvic here.
Yeah, he's not giving up on the second spot. He's got some time to make it happen. Can he make it happen? One space has a fairly comfortable lead, but he's not completely walked away with it yet. Last time by, 4/10 faster than Volvic. This battle for second is pretty close.
As quickly as the battle for first started, the battle for first was over too. Pretty much for right now.
And Jake Dog loses it. That corner has been the Achilles heel for many drivers this race.
Keep in mind, as people are spinning and losing their cars out from underneath of them, Mopar is just back to clicking off laps, slowly catching up. He's, from sheer not losing it, has gotten right behind Jake here and is in front of Hazard, who was our leader not 2-3 laps ago. Although, as I said, he spins it. That's still anything.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what happened there. I saw him starting to spin, and then the track did its normal straightaway camera issue, and I was like, okay, what's going on? Yes, that's unfortunate. Mopar with a bit of an off here. Here at in Spain, this combination.
Like off as well.
This combination proving to be a little more difficult than I expected as far as car control is concerned. Oh, you did. That was great. Great pointing that out earlier before pre-race. I should say during pre-race there, Fallen. We've seen a lot more handling issues than I really expected to see this race.
Based on I was talking to drivers, it was they couldn't get the handle from their car more than 5-10 laps, so I'm not surprised to see them.
Yeah, the tires just... Is it because the track's just eating the tires and they just don't have good grip? So. Yeah.
That and they are getting brave with their setups. A lot of guys are running a very low downforce for a high downforce track.
Yeah, this is not... This is a high downforce track. I don't know. I mean, I understand there's a long straight there, but there's so many fast turns where you need to plant the car. There's way more distance in the fast turns than there is along the 2 straight sections.
Although Volvic has caught up to 1 straight.
Let's take a look at that. Yes, he has. He's got 7 minutes to make it happen. Can he do it?
My vote is yes.
Based on how much he just gained, I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
Who's on fresher tires? Anybody know?
I believe 1 spacer. I should start jotting these down as they take pit stops. Good idea for a race too.
Yeah. Tall order, but yeah, if you can do it. Data like that always comes in handy.
You know, this is our first season really doing commentary, so I need little mistakes like this. If you guys see something that you want us to improve on, just let us know. We're always interested to know what the fans want to see.
Oh, they will. Don't worry.
Oh, I know they will.
Yeah, this gap is shrinking quickly. Very quickly. That sector 3.
One thing they have been asking for is driver interviews.
Yes, I did read that. That's more than likely not a reality until the very end of the night.
Unfortunately.
Ooh, Jake Dog having a little handling trouble there in 3rd. But he is catching these 2, it seems, a little bit.
He's 12 seconds back. I don't see him really catching.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. My apology. 1 space right. Stretching it out a little bit more here. So, judging by what I've seen here just in the last 3 or 4... I want to see what this Sector 3 looks like, though, because I'm thinking... 1 space just spent the last 2 laps pedaling, so he has tires for the last 2 laps.
Based on the time we have left, it looks like we'll have time for 3 more.
Yeah, that seems about right. 4 minutes to go at the line. Yeah, 3 more laps.
Yep. I don't know. Phillips might be able to do something. I'm not 100% certain.
He can catch him. I don't know if he can pass him. I don't think he's that much faster than him at this point. I think his best opportunity to pass him was probably 2 laps ago. I think that's when he had the tire degradation. Balance between the 2 cars was in his favor, and I think he's beyond that threshold now, because he's having trouble keeping up. 1 space just ran purple 144 623. last time by?
I believe you're on the wrong setting on your stuff because I'm picking up a different number.
As am I.
Oh, that's
They're not
fastest
running.
lap, not last lap. I'm sorry.
You're alright. Just there's my get up for you.
So last lap, a Wolf 45.4 to Volvic's 45.7.
Yeah,
And
looking at the two cars
I
on
think-
track, it looks like one space is more planted now. I think we'll learn his stuff.
Yep, he had enough stuff to catch him, but I don't think he had enough stuff to pass him. He gets through that last section really well though. He just seems to have a little bit more speed coming to the start finish, and he always seems to gain a little bit here in turn 1. This is a great view to watch because one space is all over the place in some of these turns. He's not on a Sunday drive. He's pushing the car. You can see the thing wiggling.
You can really see Vovic trying to get back into that throttle as soon as he possibly can to try and...
And he just
there
threw
he
it
goes.
away. Oh
Yep.
man, he was trying.
Just trying to get in.
He was
Yeah.
trying. You know what? He pretty much has second place in the bag. Yeah, there's nobody behind him for quite a while, so you know he didn't have a whole. I mean, Jake Dogg's 7.5, 8 seconds behind him, so and that's growing substantially. And did Jake Dogg have an issue? I don't know. I can't see because my camera's all screwed up. Thank you.
Jake Dog has not had an issue. Mopar has just been catching. As a matter of fact, Mopar is there.
Interestingly enough, all the way back in our friend all the way back in 9th, Hazard, if you look on your timesheet there, his Sector 3 time last time by, it just went off the screen, but it was a 36.6.
Mopar with a big old run coming down the front stretch. Not quite. He's gonna give way.
We're on to the final
Oh,
lap
come
here.
on. You're killing me.
We will know not to go back to this track until they fix the cameras.
Well, it's not gonna get fixed because they're not working on this game anymore, so
Yeah.
we'll just have to deal with
it.
it. Yeah, I mean... Oh!
Really fight for that last podium spot.
Absolutely.
Mopar using
Not
all
getting
the
a
right
good line
lines.
out of there. He's got an opportunity right here. He can't quite get there. Can he run faster through here?
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, don't. Oh, no!
Pushing it too hard.
Mopar was using all of the correct lines.
Just, there was a car there when he went out.
And while we're watching that, one space just comes across the line.
Yep.
And that is it.
Your winner for race 1. Vovic will finish second.
Volvic come across the line is second.
Looks like Jake.
Jake Dog is provisionally third with Mopar behind in fourth. Here is Z93, Z unchallenged for the 5th spot. Z into the pits?
I'm a bit confused on this one, guys.
Everybody from Z on back has already finished the race. Is what's going on there.
Oh, this track is screwed up.
No, Schmig's.
But here comes Schmig's across the line.
And it kept Z in 5th.
Here comes Sketty, he's in the pits.
Yeah,
As is Ice Warden, as is Hazard.
I believe everybody's finished the race. That's what's going on here.
Was a timed race because we always had a countdown timer. That's screwy. I've never seen this before. Well,
basically what happened is everybody from Z on back finished the race. The only thing that's an abnormal thing here is Schmick's still on track. Lots of technical gremlins tonight.
yeah, a lot of kookiness. I don't really understand what's going on. Very strange, very strange. I mean, all those guys should have completed... Well... Huh. Well, you know why? Because it's a timed race, so they're just going to finish the lap that they're on. But they shouldn't have. It shouldn't have brought them into the pits, though. They should have just completed their lap under green. You know what I mean? Unless they didn't. I don't know. That's weird.
I think they crossed the line, and the game took over, and they just brought them into the pits. Basically, I think this is the first time we've really seen it, due to really us being at a fairly short track.
I think it's because it's showing everybody else, like the top 4 guys finished 26 laps, but Z wasn't a lap down. That would have been his 26th lap when he crossed the line.
Right.
But he should not have crossed the line in the pits. He should have crossed the line under his own power, as well as everybody else behind him.
Yes, but this game brings you into the pits for strange reasons.
Yeah, so
unfortunately
that's a game issue.
When the timer hits 0, that's the end of your race.
Yep.
As soon as you cross the line, that's the end of your race.
It's weird. It's not really not really the way it should be. I don't think. It doesn't make any sense. But whatever. And of course, again, I don't get an opportunity to save the replay, as is always the case. Did you guys get an opportunity to?
No, I did not. But
No,
what I
did
did
not.
do is anything I did see, I saved the video clip for. So,
Right.
basically, I don't know because you're live streaming. I don't know if you can do this. But a tool I use a lot is if I want to make sure I get something, I will double tap the share button on my wheel, and that'll save the next 15 minutes of video for me. But I'm not sure if that works when you're broadcasting.
Well, I mean, I'm broadcasting, so the whole thing is recorded.
Right.
Everything that's on my screen, as far as the game is concerned, is recorded.
Right. That's.
It's not like when you save the last 15 minutes or hour or whatever that you're getting replay. You know what I mean? You're just getting straight video, which is no different than what I would see on YouTube when I watch this broadcast.
Right.
Alright, let me jump over to these guys and see what's up. Hey Z, what do we got, about a 5-minute break or so? What are we doing? Okay.
Okay, strap on your night vision.
Cool. Alright, thank you. Alright, we will be rolling off the 5-minute warm-up at 14 minutes past the hour. And so that'll basically will be going green a lap after, let's call it 20 after the hour. That's the plan. So, if you are watching, just stick around for about 10 minutes or so, and you can view Race 2 with us. Race 1 was interesting. A little bit of everything, you know, a little bit of battles, a little bit of cat and mouse, a lot of time battles. The side-by-side battles were, like, the beginning of the race was really good for quite a lengthy amount of time, and then things got strung out a little bit, and then it became about pace and managing pace, I would say, you know. But pretty good stuff. So if you've been following or listening to the entire commentary, you'll know that your lead commentator, moi, is currently winning the fantasy aspect of this thing. Thanks, Mysterious.
Only because my guy racked. I'm pulling up the thread right now that we keep all of our information in. Maybe we'll find something to talk about during this 10-minute break.
So, Mischievous is stating on the live chat that if you are not on the lead lap when the timer hits 0, then you, when you cross the line, your race is over. Which I would understand that, but I don't think that everybody was a lap down except for the top 4.
No. What happened was the timer hit 0 and their race was over.
Yeah, but that's not how it typically
the next time
works.
they crossed, yeah.
You know, they should, when the game brought them into the pits at the end of their last lap, which was the same final lap as the leaders. Very strange.
Unfortunately, that's the type of stuff they have to deal with.
Yeah, and it's just game stuff. I mean, it didn't like mess up the order or anything like that, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. And I mean, I tell you what though, if I was like one of those guys and I was fighting for position, I'd be kind of peed off. I'm like, I wanted that last opportunity, you know. I mean, we've seen guys take a position by 12 inches on the last lap. It does happen.
But race 1 was really fun to watch.
So we really got about 6 or 7 minutes or so before we get back to racing again. Pills, what do you think that we're in for in race 2? What do you expect to see? And who do you think's going to win?
My pick for the first race actually was Mopar. So he started what? I believe he started what, P6 in race 1 if I remember right. And he finished P4. But that group of cars up at the front, it was a nice group up there to start. But I think what we're going to see is with this, because we invert the grid on the second race. Because I think we're going to see the group stay a little compacted a little bit longer because of the fact we're going to be putting the cars that finished near the back up at the front.
Yes. I
think that should keep us compact a little bit longer, so the fast cars actually have to kind of work their way through them.
Yeah. I think the reverse grid races really lends a hand to the fast guys that can get through the traffic the most efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
And
about 5 minutes left until the race starts. From
what I've seen, you know, I'm going with like Mopar. You know, Hazard's going to be starting fairly close to the front. He's going to be starting like 4th. And he has pace. So if he can just keep the car under him the entire race, he has an opportunity to absolutely check out after lap 1. If he can get past, well, he's just got to get past Jackson, Racer, User. He should be able to do that by like turn 4. And then he should just be able to check out, because all these fast guys have to go through a field of 8 or 9 guys before they have clean track to run them down. You know, I expect him to get out front and pull a 12-second lead within the first 3 or 4 laps.
That's what I'm expecting to have happen. But it looks like the one space will have closed the gap on Mopar with that first race today.
Oh, points wise?
Mm-hmm. Volvic would have taken over 4th. Other than that, I don't see much changing there. Joe may have actually dropped back to 4th and Volvic took, but I don't know. I don't got a calculator and all that stuff here. So.
I don't think that I have a spreadsheet for the stuff, but I don't have it up at the moment, and I don't think that I have it current after the official results, because I have yet to take the time to put a column in there for points adjustments. So one of these days I'll get around to it.
Right.
So we have 3 minutes to go. These guys will just be using this session to probably make some last-minute adjustments to their setup, and probably trying to consider what their car was like last race.
And do what I'm about to do and go use the restroom.
That's you got 2 minutes and 45 seconds, brother.
Yep. I am definitely picking up somebody's audio from their TV today.
Yeah, so am I. Somebody driving. Pills, are you driving?
I jumped under the fence.
Yeah, we can hear that pretty good, pretty clearly. About 30 seconds left before the race starts.
Yep, yep. Thank you, Colin. I'm going to switch over. Drivers, tighten it up. Remember, this is reverse grid. Remember who you're racing. Remember who's in front of you. Remember who's behind you. Remember your tires are not that hot. Green, 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 green. And we are commentating live from Catalunya.
Hi.
I'm Fallen, and we have Pillsbury with us as well. It is after we are on lap 3, technically. It is Hazard to the front, followed by User, Mighty Mopar all the way up to 3rd already. Then Jackson in 4th, Sketty in 5th, Volvic in 6th, Jake Dog in the 7th position, Z is in 8th, One Space still back in 9th, Ice Warden in 10th, Racer 420 in 11th, then Schmigs in 12th, and that is your field.
Basically,
Mopar going to take the 2nd spot there from User as User goes wide into that turn. And with Mighty Mopar up to the 2nd spot, he is only 8.8 seconds behind Hazard. That's a pretty good drive to the front. But Hazard did get that good lead as I expected would happen. I don't even see him on screen. There, he's entering turn 1 now.
there was a massive incident in turn 4. Once again.
Yes, I've noted the cause of that. I happen to see it on screen. I think I
also have my
luckily saw how that all began. But it was a big chain of events that just it got really messy. It'll get reviewed because that was a mess.
Yeah, thermal damage.
Jake Dog in the 5th spot here. Chasing down Volvic for 4th. He's about 6/10 behind. Which, I mean, at 6/10 has really nothing to speak of when it comes to time. You can see it on screen. User there in the 3rd spot, just ahead.
Hazard 144.8 against Mopar's 146.5.
Yeah.
Gee Louise.
I don't know if anybody other than Hazard came out of turn 4 without some sort of damage.
Or some kind of contact, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Ice Warden in the tires looks.
I know he got
see
the
how that
worst
happened.
of the turn 4 incident.
Who's that?
Ice.
Oh, great.
He was the one that went sliding across the field, so.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I think, yeah, well, I'm not gonna get into that situation, too much. I did see a bump that turned into somebody losing control, which pretty much just sent half the field either into a fence or in the kitty litter. So. More than likely because the game's not going to let me get the replay, but
we'll have to rely on whatever video cameras
we'll
we
see.
can get.
We'll see.
I have my view that I'm going to submit to you after the incident. So.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Thank you. The more camera angles we can get, the better the stewards can make a.
So, question: Did Doughboy get a camera angle on that as well?
No, I didn't. I caught the tail end of it. I didn't see the beginning.
Okay. We do have
I
one
was
space
cycling
dumping
through, yeah.
one space dropping into the pits already.
Yeah, one space gonna show. Dang, stupid camera thing. Quite the battle there at the back of the field for 9th, 10th, 11th or so. It's kind of starting to spread out a little bit. Oh. Here's Z on Jackson.
Jake Dog and Volvic are currently battling for third and fourth. Jake Dog has just completed the pass.
Meanwhile, Hazard is on a Sunday drive.
Yeah, he has that 12-second lead that I was hypothesizing about. Although it's about a lap or two later than I thought it might be. I'm surprised. Well, Mopar's showing some pace now. He's dipping into the 45s now. Still a bit slower the last time by than Hazard by a good 8/10. Z right on the bumper of Jackson coming through the final sector. I have to say that I am thoroughly impressed with Jackson's performance in this car the last couple of weeks. Quite consistent for his respective ability level, and that's not to diss him in any way. I think he's doing a really good job because this is a difficult car to drive. He's on the outside there, gonna make the pass. That's for the 6th spot. Closest race here, Volvic on Jake Dog. Jake Dog got by it, but about 2 laps ago or so, but he hasn't let him pull away. Schmigs is
Jackson,
also all over a sketty for the 9th position.
Jackson is in the garage area. Don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
And to top it off, he's registering second on my screen.
Yeah.
That's because he jumped ahead instead of jumping behind.
Ah.
So he should cycle through.
He'll just cycle
the
through.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see him cycling now.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it happens when somebody jumps through the garage area.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know what those
Here's Volvic for the 3rd spot. Can't quite do it. Nice try. That was a nice clean attempt. Will he get the run here out of 4? Or turn 3 rather, I'm sorry. Not quite.
I'm going to start turning my attention towards the pits because cars should be making their way to the pits in the next 5 minutes or so.
Yes, it should be. I think it was about 26 minutes ago when they started last race.
Yep. And the first one of the pits last race was Hazard. My pen and paper out so I can start making notes.
Now, last time by, Mopar beat Hazard by half a second, but that gap has not changed much. It's still around 12 seconds. We are about 1/3 of the way through this race. And Volvic's still hassling Jake Dog for the last podium spot.
What was going on at the end of the last race? Or was that Mopar and Jake?
I believe that was Mopar, because Mopar kind of lost.
Oh wow, Volvic got a real big run here. There is definitely...
Wow.
Did you see that? How quickly he sucked up there, right at the end of that straight. He went from like a car length back to nothing, very, very quickly.
I think even Volvik was caught out a little bit by how severe his change in direction was.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think he expected the car to suck up so quickly. Makes me wonder how much of a difference they have in their gearing setup. Oh, Jake getting a little loose. He's gonna have to defend the inside, but this is not a good turn to do that.
You can just see how different the lines are than the two of them.
Yeah, Jake Dog is really in a pickle here.
He has out of the front bumper of Volvic. Oh, Volvic's got the... Ooh.
No. Oh. Almost lost it. Gathered it up though.
Yeah, you really can't hug it that close in that corner.
No, you really can't. It just wants to come. It'll snap around you in a hurry. Good racing by these guys. Oh.
Yeah, speaking of snapping.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Both of them.
Did it give him a penalty? No.
No, he's front end. Although
And he's having trouble getting back in it.
That was costly.
Yeah, that's a bummer, but you know, that's racing. It happens sometimes. You hate it for the guy because he was running well and he had the opportunity to take the position, but you know, he's driving like he owns it, and you know, out there in the real world, it's not, oh well, I'm gonna hit him. Oh no, you don't want to hit the other car. Bring the car home. That should always be the #1 goal. And he avoided him, but it just threw the balance off, trying to cut it so
guys,
hard to the right there.
watching this. So I didn't look at the bottom near the bottom of your timesheet. One space.
Wow.
He's on pressure tires. He's on 4-lap old tires.
That's phenomenal.
10 laps on everybody else. Yeah.
And since everybody else can't see the same thing we're seeing, one space just ran a 1:44.1 last time by. I believe that's purple on the night.
I believe that is his spot.
Yeah.
Although, as we've been watching everything else, Motorcar has eaten away at that lead that Hazard had to about 4.5 seconds now.
Yes, it looks like he's been beating him by a good half a second a lap.
Actually,
for several of them,
had a bad
or more.
lap.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, 1:53. Previous to that, he had caught him by about 0.6, I think. It's still a pretty good lead at 4.5 seconds, but that's the kind of stuff that he can't afford to have if he's going to win this race. And I guarantee you, Mopar currently, dang it, stupid camera, killing me. Sees that right there. 3.6.
He in the pits at lap 10.
P2 of
User in the
15.
pits as well.
With Hazard now 3.2 seconds ahead. And that is motivation. That is big time motivation. It's now under 3 seconds. He can see him, he can see the time, he can see the car. This is where the driver really starts to dig and starts to find not just that extra tenth, but those extra hundredths.
So in the pits, we have Z coming out, Racer and User all in the pits right now. Z entered first. User was spun in pit road at the entrance of it when Z went in, and looks like User's coming out directly behind Z, so I guess technically that's an overtaking the pits. Mopar and Hazard in. Okay, not gonna lie, jotting these down is a little bit harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh yeah, I could have told you that. You can't write fast enough. It's alright. It's something you have to have. Like, you need to have a template to take care of that. You know what I mean? Like a pre-printed template where you can just write down. You can go to someone's name and then, like, just scribble down the lap number. You know what I mean? Or the time left, or whatever, you know, piece of information that you want to be able to gauge that against later.
If I were to write down a standardized table, I'd want the time, but as I'm writing it down as it goes. I'm going by the order, pretty much.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That's cool. Good stuff.
Figure out some, like, abbreviation for each person's name so you don't have to write the whole thing.
Oh, definitely. I've already worked on that.
Yeah, my scoring spreadsheet has 3, darn it.
Oh, Volvic was sitting sideways up on that sweeping right-hander.
Yeah, I just saw him drop down the field a little bit. So, Jake Dog currently has the lead in this race. Followed by Schmiggs.
Jake,
Hazard, and Mopar.
And Schmiggs are the only two that have to pit yet. Everybody else in the field has. So, at provisional lead is still Hazard with Mopar right behind him.
And that in-lap, out-lap really made a difference because the gap between Hazard and Mopar on track now is
1.5 seconds.
Yeah, like almost nothing compared to where it was. So there it is right there on screen. Mopar and Hazard, a second and a half. Jake Dog in the pits. 1.8 second gap.
And the entire field has been in the pits. Volvic is... That's alright, Volvic just went in the pits for the first time.
So through that cycle, it is still Hazard out front. Mopar significantly closer to that top spot. One space is in that third position, has one space pit early, remember? Like way early. So he should be doing probably for a second one in the next, I don't know, 6 to 8 minutes or so, I'm guessing. But he's 14 seconds behind Mopar. Then Jake Dog in fourth. Sketty in fifth. Z in the sixth spot, chasing down Sketty. That's a pretty close race. User in the seventh position, having a much better race than the first one on the night. Volvic in eighth, Schmiggs in ninth. Ice Warden, Racer, and Jackson round out the field.
Unfortunately, it looks like for Jackson it wasn't over there tonight.
Yes, I wonder if he's just a little tired. Because he didn't seem to be having any performance issues as far as the car was concerned. Maybe could be some technical gremlins in his equipment. Don't know.
Speaking of one space in the pits, he just hit the pits. On lap number 13.
Yep. I'm not too surprised by that. He was due.
So that will cycle the entire race back to its regularly scheduled programming.
Hazard
Racer
starting to
is-
stretch it out a little bit over Mopar. That gap has gone to just over 2 seconds now for the lead.
Racer is up against the wall outside the last turn. We have another car that just followed.
Volvic?
We
Looks like
have
Volvic.
Volvic is back there with them.
Was there an incident there, or 'cause-
Volvic spun well after the Racer was just sitting there.
huh? The racer doesn't seem to be moving.
As a matter of fact, I'm not picking up any movement whatsoever. I'm not picking up RPMs or anything right now. So it looks like his engine is off.
No, I am picking up an idle from his car.
Okay, he just got started, it looks like, and he's in first gear, so he may be long still.
Here's one space on Schmiggs. This is battle for the 7th position. One Space doing a pretty good job of managing his race. He took a different strategy to his starting position, and rather than trying to cut through the field, I think he decided better to take an early pit stop and then just, grab all his positions by his pace and being off sequence with everybody else, which I think was an absolutely fantastic idea. He's just not going to be battling the guys that he expects to be battling all race long, like you see with Hazard and Mopar. Those guys are just going to be going after the same piece of real estate in line. Here's one space on Schmiggs, going to make the pass here. It looks like not quite. Schmig's still on the inside. He's going to hold that position for the moment. One space going to have to give way there. Going to have a nice run here, though.
One space, one lap, and the tires is good.
Schmiggs made a good call there to back out of it.
Yeah, he hugged the lefter a little bit too tight, which opened the door up for a one space coming
Yeah.
off.
Yep. So one space cruises on to the 7th position, and he is now on to chasing User for 6th. Look at User. Had a really rough first race. I actually got a message from him between races, and I felt he was very much unprepared, but running a good race right now. Holding on to 6th at the moment, and he is all of 7 seconds ahead of one space. So I think that's the car way up. Might be able to see him coming around this bend. Yep, entering the next turn there. Here's User. And that's a much cleaner looking Keaveney's number 7 than it was last race. Good job, User. Sketty in the 4th position. Jake Dog in 3rd. Mopar is eating a little bit out of Hazard's lead, but still floating around the 2-second mark. They're just kind of switching back and forth. Oh, Mopar having a little trouble there. Or he's lagging because his car is looking like it's all over the place. That looks like lag to me.
Yeah, because he didn't lose that much time on the.
Yeah, he only lost like a couple. Yeah, I agree, Pills. He only lost about 0.3 through that, but that car was looking like it was all over the place. Z is caught Sketty. This is a race for 4th. Heating up here. Up the hill. Approaching turn 4. Under the bridge. What's Z got for him? Z ran a 146.1 last time by. Sketty ran a 147.1. So that tells you the story of how they're so close so quickly. Schmiggs ran a personal best last time by at a 146.1 as well. Vice Warden with a 146.9 last time by.
Vovic's gonna pitch. Yeah, he got severe damage to his rear side, rear quarter panel, so it looks like he had a pit damage.
One Space just put a flyer through Sector 2, 39.3. And it looks like Sketty has gathered it back up because he seems to be losing a little bit of time to him. .7 of a second last lap. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
One Space with a new fastest lap, 144.055.
Yeah.
And as I alluded to earlier in the evening, fastest laps coming in the second race. It's the learning process.
I think everybody's pretty much got their eye in. They're kind of working it, and there's just another 45 minutes worth of racing.
Yeah. And we have only 11 minutes to go in this race. I love these reverse grid races in this series. They're fantastic. Hazard's still holding on to the lead by 1.5 seconds over Mopar. Are these guys going to the end, or do they have another stop?
Hazard and Mopar both put on lap 11. It is now lap 19. They're pushing their tires.
Yeah, they're going to be really pushing it by the end of the race. There's a 37-second gap back to Jake Dog in 3rd from 2nd. Is that enough time? Is that... Oh, and Sketty goes around out of the last turn. Z is going into the pits. He will certainly take that position when all things are said and done. Well, there goes Sketty down the straight.
At the 10-minute mark, I don't see a good reason to pit at the 10-minute mark unless your tires are quite shot. But we are seeing a lot of two-stoppers in this race.
Yes, we have. You know, One Space is in the 5th position, and he being one of the last guys to pit, I'm certain that he's not gonna stop again.
He's already done 2 stops.
Yeah, he's already done 2 stops. I don't think even if the top guys did stop again, I don't think he's gonna make up that time. It's, let's see, 40, 50. It is a minute between second and one space. And here goes one space on Sketty. That's for fourth. Jake Dog does not seem to have the same pace as he did in race 1. He's only run a 146.4. I wonder if that's a bug in the game, in which, like other guys have spoken of, or in recent days and recent weeks, about how it seems like randomly you get. It's almost like getting a bad set of tires, where just the car doesn't feel right. You can't do what you expect to be able to do with it. Oh, darn it.
Battle for first looks like it might be starting to heat up here within maybe the next couple of minutes.
It does. It's still the same. Well, it's a little bit smaller. It's 1.2 now. Less than a second, actually. Darn it.
Hit the DRS, Mopar. Hit the DRS. Obviously, these are GT3 cars, so we don't have DRS.
Yeah, Mopar's digging. And they are definitely not running qualifying pace. These guys are in the 46s. One space still able to run 145s though, but we know his tires are significantly fresher. But it's still... It's still 50 seconds between one space and Mopar. He can certainly catch Jake Dog. Well, maybe. He's 12 seconds back of Jake Dog. That's even questionable. But Jake Dog had a slow lap last time by at a 147 to one space is a 144.
Mopar is literally breathing down Hazard's neck.
Oh, Hazard has an off.
Hazard.
Mopar goes by. And that's the consistency that I spoke of earlier. You can't have those kind of mishaps.
No.
That's a second driving error by Hazard in this race, and that one cost him the lead and possibly the win. The first mistake just cost him a bunch of time, but that one was much more significant. Can he claw back? Can Mopar be mistake-free for another 4.5 minutes?
they're both on really worn tires. They pitted 11 laps ago at this point.
Yeah. These cars can turn around at any moment.
That's just the nature of the beast, right?
Yeah, it absolutely is. But it is about a second back to Hazard at this point.
Just looks like Hazard has great
He's
straight
got
line
great
speed.
straight line speed. But you can't overshoot that braking zone, you know, because then Mopar just walks away. I'm not going to give up on Hazard here. I think that a well-placed car and patience could get him around. Ooh. Yeah.
A little bit of a wake-up call to be like, hey buddy, I'm still here.
That was majorly happening on the track right now.
No, this is where all the action. This is for the lead. It is less than 3 minutes to go, and this is the closest battle on the track. Schmig's having a good chase of Sketty, but other than that,
Sketty went off. Yeah.
Hazard's pushing a little bit too hard here. It needs to be conservatively aggressive.
Come to the line, I'm saying 2 to go.
Yep.
Yeah. For these two. Everybody else will be coming to the white flag.
Yeah. Wow, that was such an aggressive line by Hazard. Wow.
We have a lap car ahead.
Vovik is actually catching the 2 leaders, it looks like. Vovik is, of course, back down near the bottom of the pack, but he's been running fairly quick. Oh, Hazard has the line. And
61 car, please yield to leaders.
So this will be the white flag right here.
yep. We really have 2 battles in one going on here. We have 9th and 10th battling, as well as 1st and 2nd. 9th and 10th are actually faster than 1st and 2nd right now.
Look at this.
Which is really created an interesting effect.
So through all that craziness, Hazard has the lead, Mopar in second. I don't even know how exactly that happened.
Jacob has finished in third. Well, Hazard simply got in position through in the last section through the hairpin, pretty much, and going into the final chicane area, he was in position to just outbrake, and then it was just a really defensive line through this chicane to hold him. A really defensive line. All Hazard has to do is hold the chicanes. But the biggest issue is, 9th and 10th place are still battling directly behind the leader. The leader is actually holding up a battle, and that is...
Right. Well, you know, those guys have a right to race each other.
Right. And it looks like Hazard will come away with the win in this one. Good drive by Hazard.
That was a great drive. I wish I would have saw that race, that pass for position, but I was too busy being a steward instead of a commentator.
That's alright. I finished that video something myself. Usually I see it. And always so that would be it. Hazard is your winner. Mopar is in second. Jake Dog in third. One space in fourth. Sketty finishes fifth. Snigs is sixth. Ice Warden comes away with seventh. Z 1993 in eighth. Volvic in ninth. Muser 10th. Racer 11th. And Jackson is 12th. Good job to everybody here tonight for sticking through and finishing the races. Great night of racing from everybody here.
Yeah, I second that. It was a very exciting race, and the venue, the track, really played into the excitement.
Yes, absolutely.
Congratulations to one space getting the fastest lap of the race. Congrats to that. With a
144.0. Wow.
It looks like we are going to have to ride out this 3-minute clock.
Yes, as we do have a car stopped on track.
Ah. It would be nice if I could actually get this replay.
It would be.
Which never seems to happen. I actually, instead... I don't know if it would make a difference, but you never really know with this game. You know, some small obscure thing could change how things work. But before I retired, I decided to cross the start-finish line on the grid when they were rolling off to do their parade lap. I figured I would actually cross the start-finish line before retiring, just in case, you know. Maybe, hopefully, that would make some sort of difference. Never know. Well, I'll find out here in about 100 seconds whether or not.
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm probably going to have to end up leaving if you want to replay because I don't have a countdown clock.
Yeah, I actually do have a countdown clock. Usually that's a good sign. Usually. That's probably... I should probably use that pretty loosely too, actually, now I think of it.
It was a great night of racing, though. I'm
Well,
glad to be a part of
nonetheless,
that.
I want to thank everybody for watching the races this evening. We had some pretty good racing. We had some really interesting strategies. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to commentate. It was a lot of fun to watch. And I hope to see everybody next Wednesday. Want to thank Jackson for hosting the races. Want to thank Z93, Alex. I know he's not racing this season due to work, but I want to thank him for also doing a lot of work. Want to thank Aerolite for still keeping in touch with the scoring process. Want to thank Pills and Fallen Log for being with me this evening and commentating and giving everybody times and scenarios and storylines. That helps a lot and goes a long way in providing a semi-quality production here for a bunch of amateurs. But anyway, thanks to everybody involved, and we hope to see you next week. Bye now.
Bye.